C9. I'm gonna point that out for everyone. That'll inevitably go, wait, Torment's leaving C9? He's on NRG? What is this? And no, it's not happening. Anyways, NRG with Torment has looked strong. We saw them against Splice, and I want to see how eQuinox stacks up against this roster. We saw them against dudes, and the dudes held well against eQuinox. And obviously, Rocket League's not transitive. Just because you can beat one team doesn't necessarily mean you can beat another, because that team could beat them. And in the first 30 seconds, we're always going to have that little back and forth. A quick shot off the post. Jacob teeing it up too slow. No goal there. That could have been a quick opportunity for eQuinox to set the tone.
Jacob wants it. He wants it. He wants it. He wants it. He's like, you know what? I want to score first here against this NRG squad. Fireburner, Garrett, nice to see you again. You remember this? But this is a world premiere here. eQuinox going up against NRG. Winner of this series gets to go to Dreamhack Leipzig in this best of 5. NRG versus eQuinox, both with 2 changes. Chrome is, Jacob is playing on that eQuinox squad with Chrome and Corrupted G. Torment playing on that NRG squad with Fireburner and Garrett. And Garrett able to convert a goal. Very close one there. Almost scored by, was that Torment or Fireburner? Yeah, Torment almost able to sneak that in. Chrome with some nice defense, but Garrett doing a great job in that sweep position, able to put that in the back of the net.
And a demo to throw a smoke through the sights of both Chrome and Corrupted G for a second, trying to make something happen. And a quick strike, as quick as it can be, 1:15 minutes in. And for eQuinox, just got to keep early getting those passes, long rotations, not trying to get overly aggressive on anything, you know, just your standard kind of Rocket League. Wow. But Garrett G says, yeah, sorry, buddy. That's going in. The guy's nuts. 2-0. Torment has a great tee up there for Garrett G.
That pass was awesome. And those are the passes I look for from my teammates. But normally my teammates just hit it towards the goal. So again, if you're playing with me, I play a lot. You've probably seen me in the Rocket League competitive ladder. I'll be in a great position to receive a pass and score. I'm just letting you guys know, just in case. Fireburner is the next in line to score a goal here. Fireburner, Torment, and Garrett G absolutely on fire. Remember, in that last series, I believe it was a 3-0. I believe it was a 3-0 against Allegiance. So NRG is in great shape right now with Torment. So 3-0 advantage early on here. eQuinox has to figure something out.
Oh, it's 4-0. This is obliteration, and we're not even 2 minutes into the game. The last goal was pretty funny to me. We saw a double commit defensively by Chrome and Corrupted G, and as they landed, they just sat there and just accepted their fate that was going into the net. And it's just kind of funny to me. But NRG coming on strong would be an understatement. Axeltoss. Yeah. This is pure domination early, and eQuinox has no response for it. They can't even keep up.
Well, Jacob getting a demo on a Torment. He's like, you're joining this NRG team? I'm just going to demo you. Take you out of the game. Maybe that's what they need. The aggression, the physical plays. They got to put something together here. You know what? This game is not over. 3 minutes left. They can overcome 4 goals. It is possible. But they're going to have to do something special to make that happen, because this NRG team is looking just incredible. And they're applying a lot of pressure still on that blue side. Corrupted G over to Chrome, sending it across the map here. And they have to just focus on keeping on the orange side. Jacob with a nice demo there onto Fireburner. Jacob's got to keep that up. I think that's his 2nd demo in the last minute or so. But we got to see some offensive chances here for eQuinox.
Good challenge by Jacob. Can he get that goal? He cannot. And this NRG squad, I believe in one of the games against Allegiance, they scored 23 goals. Is that? I feel like is that a bug?
Where did you see that?
That's what chat is saying. That
I think the chat is memeing a little bit, unfortunately.
Or did they score? So if they scored 23 goals total,
disregard the meme. I think we had a slight scoreboard malfunction where it said 23-0. That's my best.
See, when I looked at it, I saw it on the bracket as well. That's why I was just curious.
Oh,
I wasn't
really?
certain.
Okay.
And you know, hey, it's 5-0, and there's still 2 minutes to go. So it would make more sense if they scored 23 goals total, like in the entire series. Even then, that's still absolutely insane. But
a lot of goals.
NRG's just nothing short of dominant against this squad, and Jacob able to pass one, but no one's there.
We've seen this happen today, actually, Honestly, in both our series, I want to say like the first game is just a blowout, right? We're seeing that in these best of fives. So maybe that's what's happening here for eQuinox. First game, they're just kind of figuring it out. Not a position you want to be in, but certainly room to turn it around and bring it back in the next few games. I mean, 6-0 at this point might be insurmountable, probably. So I would just try to get a goal or two or even three. Try to get that momentum back a little bit. Even if it's just one goal over the next minute and 30 seconds that eQuinox is able to get and hold NRG to 0, I think that'd be a great result for them just to bring a little bit of momentum into the next game. But yes, NRG playing some amazing Rocket League here. They definitely want to go to Dreamhack Leipzig, get that all expenses paid trip. Because again, the winner of this series, they get that first spot in this North America qualifier.
And for NRG, we saw them earlier against Splice. The first game, it was on Brazil. So we saw that dominance come out of them game 1 against Splice, but Splice fought back in that series, and eQuinox can definitely do the same. It's just more so, you know, when you go into game 2, all right, slow down and just kind of, you know, slow your roll here, reset. Game 2 will be 5 minutes, 0-0. As we're in the final minute here. 6 goals is pretty unlikely. So like you said, try to swing some momentum in your favor. You got to score 1. Once you can score 1, you know you're good.
All right. I agree 100%. Let's see if they can make it happen. And I think it's a great point about slowing the game down, too. This is out of control. This is out of control for eQuinox against NRG. NRG is just dominant right now. So if eQuinox can slow it down, kind of, as you mentioned, kind of just relax a little bit, and they're kind of doing that, I think it's going to be good for them moving forward in the series. As we see Jacob trying to get a goal. Again, that's exactly what we're talking about. Just get at least one goal in there, get some opportunities in just to bring a little bit momentum back to your side, and that's exactly what they need to do. So NRG is going to take this game in this best of 5, but eQuinox certainly has what it takes. Not allowing any goals in the last minute and 30 seconds after allowing 6 in the first 3/4 of this series. So hopefully they can hold on to that and make things a little bit better going into the next game.
It's so funny seeing Torment at the top of the scoreboard with the most shots. I would say the most goals, but they each have 2 apiece. We saw it in the Splice series as well. Torment is the striker, and I guess it's kind of hard to be the striker on your team when your teammates are squishy and gimmick. And on this NRG squad, he has more offensive opportunities. I mean, he does enable squishy and gimmick to do a lot of things, but this squad is honestly, Axeltoss, what I've seen out of them so far, these guys are ridiculous. This is in Bizarro world where Torment leaves C9 and joins NRG. That would be a roster. Right now, they're showing us, don't mess with us. They're looking for that free ride to Leipzig. Or Leip.
I think it's Leip. I think it's people in the chat were saying Leipzig, and I trust the people in the chat. I know that's probably a mistake. I know that's probably a mistake. I'm a little German. I got a little bit of German in me. Just a little bit. I'm a melting pot of a lot of different cultures and whatnot. But honestly, in that first game of Splice against Splice, remember, NRG did very similar things where they went out of the gates incredibly strong, but then Splice was able to bring it back a little bit. So we'll be looking to see that from eQuinox, and to comment on the chat a little bit more, because the chat, you guys are great. You guys are great in the chat. Hope you're having a great time here on twitch.tv/Axeltoss. Garrett was actually in the chat a little bit earlier, and he said that that Torment is being held back by Cloud9. I'm sure he was joking, but that's how much confidence Garrett has in Torment as part of this team that's looking to compete for Dreamhack.
Yeah, well.
Okay, people are saying Leipzig now.
Leipzig. All right.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for the call outs. We'll get it right.
Where would
it's like what's the most difficult esports city name to pronounce? There's some interesting ones out there. I can't think of them right now, but there's a lot of curious ones.
Sounds like a good stream to have sometime, Axeltoss.
Yeah.
Hey, but this game,
Jacobing.
We'll see if they can get back into it. Yeah, Jacobing.
There's lots of nice diverse names out there. But yes, as you mentioned, I think you touched on it a lot in the last game, where I think for eQuinox they want to slow it down, kind of relax, get a solid defensive posture, and then make those plays happen at the other end. We're seeing the plays happen. We're seeing opportunities. They haven't scored a goal yet. eQuinox has not scored a goal yet, but we're seeing the opportunities where they are coming so close to scoring, just like right here. They are all over the orange side right now. It's just we're seeing such phenomenal defense from NRG that eQuinox is having such a tough time breaking through. So we're seeing these plays tied together once again. Look at that, all these scoring opportunities, but the defense is so solid from the NRG side. If they can keep this pressure up though, eQuinox, eventually a goal will go in, so that's what they're looking out for.
I'm not sure it matters because NRG's a brick wall. Torment and Garrett G combining for 4 saves. There were so many shots thrown in the net. Not only that, there was 2 defensive double commits going for those shots, but eQuinox wasn't in a position to even capitalize on those. The first pass, I was like, yeah, that's a great pass to Corrupted G. He throws it right into the NRG defense. You can't get through them. Right now, NRG, even when under pressure, showing that they're the better team right now.
Yeah, and I think eQuinox has to be a little happy where they're able to keep this under control in a certain extent. It's equalized series 0-0, and the pressure is mounting, and they've had pressure the whole first part of this game and able to finally convert a goal. So I think we're seeing exactly what we were kind of talking about. And this Jacob in the chat saying, "Fire, stop dunking." Thank you, and Fireburner saying sorry. But that first game definitely was out of control there for eQuinox, and they're doing exactly what they have to do: stay solid, keep the pressure up, tighten up the defense, and make these scoring opportunities happen, because we've seen some phenomenal defense from NRG, but if you keep that pressure up, eventually you're going to score. So that's what eQuinox has to rely on right now.
Yeah, and a big part of keeping those offensive opportunities alive is maintaining map control, which is something they haven't been able to do consistently in this series. And right now, it's looking good. The passes are there.
Oh.
The defense, when NRG gets those opportunities, they typically finish them. But they're currently sitting with 0 shots on net, and we're about halfway through this one. 6 for eQuinox, looking good.
You're right. Yeah.
Here against NRG plus Torment off the backboard. Can Jacob find it? No, and Corrupted G has to hop up high and can't win that one against Garrett G. The battle of the Gs, if you will. Axeltoss, that one gonna go under.
And hopefully throwing down the GG at the end. But honestly, just this pressure that we're seeing from eQuinox, it is night and day from the last game. The ball has literally been on the NRG side, I want to say like 80% of this game. They're doing a wonderful job applying this pressure, keeping the ball on that orange side. But at the same time, NRG, just phenomenal defense. They're a brick wall. They are having some spectacular plays on defense. So having good pressure, honestly, might not be enough. We have to see a little bit more fancy plays. I suppose that might be the key here for eQuinox, because they're keeping the pressure up, but they're just not able to finish it off. As you mentioned, 7 shots to 1 right now, but only 1 goal to show for it. As we almost see NRG able to sneak one through there, trying to get into the back of the net, but the defense is there for eQuinox, and they're going to try to send it the other way.
Yeah, it looked like NRG might have got a little greedy, all kind of caught in front of the box, but a booming clear would have for sure may have led to a second eQuinox goal. They weren't able to find it, and NRG was able to get back quickly and reset the rotation. Fireburner taking the shot. That's the tie game right there, what they needed. And 1:15 left. They started getting that late pressure. That's their 3rd shot on net. They find the tie game.
Ooh, nice job. Torment, you know, it's always tricky. Hitting it up to the ceiling, you're kind of trusting your teammates to come up and get it. And I guess you can do that when you have some of the best players in the world on your team. Torment lofting it up to the ceiling, and I think that was Garrett. Fireburner, yeah, Fireburner able to finish that off, being in a perfect place at the perfect time there to convert that into a goal. So we have a tie game here, 1-1. Remember, NRG is up 1-0 in this best of 5 series. So eQuinox trying to tie up the series and get a game win here. But such an even game this game, 1-1, 50 seconds left. This could go either way.
Rolling it around, we might see OT for the first time in the series. Garrett G downfield again, teeing it up for Fireburner and saved by Chrome, but it's still in danger. Jacob with the follow-up, and a good defensive effort there by eQuinox to get it out of harm's way. Jacob again has been all over the field here. I know. I saw it too. It was like
he's been like an inch away on like 5 shots.
Yeah.
You know, during this series, so close to converting these ridiculous goals, but just barely hitting the crossbar. But again, applying that pressure simply is such a good thing, I think, for eQuinox, keeping NRG on their toes, somewhere they haven't been during this series. And we might go into overtime here. We're tied 1-1, NRG versus eQuinox. Jacob trying to pass it on forward, once again, cheating a little bit ahead of the defense. We're going to overtime in this game number 2. Torment and Chrome colliding in the front there, and we'll have to see what happens. Garrett bringing it off to the side, going to try to pitch it on over to the middle, trying to get a passing play to start things off in this in the first 10 or so seconds of this overtime. But again, this could go either way. Honestly, for me personally, I would love to see eQuinox pull off a goal here. I feel like they've had an amazing game, and they honestly almost deserve it. But again, this could absolutely go either way in overtime here.
You they're all three caught in the same little corner and boomed it downfield, but an easy save for Garrett G. And yeah, I just want to see a great series, Axeltoss. And
yeah,
just give me good 5 games and a dunk by Corrupted G. Can't get back in time though. It was a nice little win for him. At least buy his team some time to get back in.
Yeah, he was past everyone, but he was out of boost, so couldn't really do anything with it. And again, we're seeing just such phenomenal defense from both these teams. Honestly, I would not be surprised to see this overtime go pretty long, just based on how tight both these teams are playing, and how good they all are. They know how important every single goal is at this point, so we're going to see some super solid defensive plays. I think the goal that we are going to see has to be something special. Ooh, Garrett might have had an opportunity there, but missing it off to the side a little bit. Corrupted G able to pitch it on over to Chrome. Fireburner back on defense, bringing it back the other way. But again, super back and forth here. I'm not seeing too big of an advantage to either side as far as pressure is concerned. Jacob going upside down. You always know that's going to be scary. Bringing it into a perfect position there in the front of the net, but the defense sound there for NRG, and now they're bringing it back the other way. Fireburner coming down from above. Oh, but there's a block from Chrome. So many chances from both these teams.
Chrome had 2 crucial blocks. First in the midfield, he was on the side in the midfield waiting for the play to develop for eQuinox, and then right as that boom happened, stopped it in midfield, was able to get back and make that save in the nick of time as we approach 2 minutes into this overtime. I don't think eQuinox, I mean any team in any game in a best of 5 wants to go down 2-0. It's just so hard to fight back and win 3 straight games being down that far. And back and forth we go. No one really able to find a solid advantage. The shot differential is, 6-12. Wow. 12 of those shots going to eQuinox. Just great defense, like you said earlier, from NRG. Literally a brick wall. Garrett G has 6 saves. 6 saves. Torment with 3, Fireburner with 2. You can't get past these guys.
That's insane. Honestly, a part of me is not surprised. That's just Garrett doing Garrett things. Oh my Garrett, we say it all the time. One of the most talented players in the North American scene, both on defense and making crazy plays on offense. Fireburn able to get a decent shot across the field, just barely missing on the right-hand side. Chrome, he was feeling a little scared there. He's like, all right, let's just push that on over to the corner, pretend like that didn't happen. But NRG keeping the pressure up, Corrupted G trying to stay solid on defense. Jacob to Chrome. Garrett G is there to block that off with that 50-50, but Chrome still in control. Over to Corrupted G's trying to float it up, make a scoring opportunity happen. Torment a little bit dangerous off the wall, but Garrett there able to keep that out. Jacob trying to get an insane angle from above, but not able to get us a nice highlight clip. Next time, Jacob. Again, so back and forth, 3 minutes of overtime. Both these teams super solid defense, but Jacob, this is Jacob, kicked off NRG. He's like, you know what? Guess what? I'm on a pretty good team now, too. With Corrupted G and Chrome able to convert that goal 3 minutes and 8 seconds into overtime. And this is going to go to a Game 3 situation where we are tied in the series 1-1. eQuinox securing a victory in that game. What a play there from Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob reading Garrett G like a Dr. Seuss book, almost like he's been his teammate before. I mean, really just trying to go for a challenge and able to angle his call right where he needs to. That's how good Jacob is. And that's the storyline we're parroting here, right? Axeltoss, it's Jacob versus his old squad, and
yeah, absolutely.
He's doing a lot of good things here. That is how you respond after that game 1. If you are eQuinox, way to come back and keep the game low scoring, keep it close, and then you end up with the win at the end here to tie the series up. I'm gonna say it probably the entire time NRG is gonna be on stream. Torment is the plug-and-play player. Whether or not C9 is holding him back, as Garrett G may have said, I mean, he just fits so well with these guys. And I've been saying for a long time that Torment is that player that you could probably plug in anywhere and he would work well. We didn't have the data to back that up yet, and now we're seeing him play on another top North American team, and look how he's performing against some pretty solid players here in eQuinox.
Honestly, this is turning into, if not already, a pretty phenomenal series. Again, ladies and gents, if you're just now joining us, this is a best of 5. The winner of the series advances to play Dreamhack Leipzig in about 2 weeks' time. So both these teams trying to compete for that spot. They're tied 1-1. We're down to a best of 3, effectively. And that last game was just, almost a microcosm perhaps of these two teams and perhaps what this series will end up becoming. Incredibly close, amazing defense from NRG, and so much pressure from eQuinox with Jacob at the top of the leaderboard, resulting in a just barely overtime victory for eQuinox, pushing this to a game 3 and a 1-1 tied series. So both these two teams incredibly evenly matched, I think, and it could truly go either way. It's just who's got the most play-making potential on this day.
It might be that wild card Jacob for eQuinox that gets by his old team. It might be the cornerstone, the stoic Torment that just keeps NRG, that brick wall mentality, corrupted G, able to make a save there in the first minute of this game. One shot apiece for both of these teams. Jacob going to Chrome on the wing and Chrome backflipping and not able to get up to that ball, but looking good on both ends here, and neither team wanting to make a mistake. You see Chrome on the wide rotation as well, and
this could be good.
Rotation's coming away. That's a great pass to Chrome, but off the crossbar.
Jacob there.
Still in play here for eQuinox.
Look at all three of them in that corner, and all three ahead of NRG. All three of them were in a little corner, but they were all behind the entire team.
Oh,
a great bump,
Chrome.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that initially. Yep. That's a good bump. Where I was looking at in the corner, just kind of, I saw 6 cars all jumbled up together.
Wow. Well, that's what they need. Great pressure there from eQuinox, and we've seen that. That's what happened in the last game. Game 1, I guess we're just forgetting at this point because I don't know what was happening there. Just such a dominated victory from NRG. But Game 2 showing that eQuinox is able to apply a lot of pressure. In Game 3 so far, showing that they're able to convert that pressure into goals. We have 1 goal there, at least, for this eQuinox squad. A lot of that having to do with the bump from Chrome. Look out for those physical plays. Look out for that physical aggression from both these teams. Can you knock these players out? Can you get some demos in to really turn the momentum into your favor? Chrome lifting it up, take it towards the goal, but Fireburner there on defense, and it's going the other way.
Those are just so pretty to look at. Those air dribbles upside down, just looked like he was gonna dive bomb. Couldn't find his way in there. Chrome can do. Chrome gets a lot of hate, meme or not. He can get a lot of hate and a lot of love that way. But he has been absolutely, in these last 2 games, rock solid for eQuinox. And from people that I talk to in the community, they're not sure where they stand on Chrome in terms of, you know, the tier of player that he is. But right now, he is great passing, and he realizes the talent he has in Corrupted G and Jacob. Just give these guys the ball, and he's got some opportunities himself, and has done a great job in this series of keeping eQuinox in the game.
Yeah, and for now, it's up to NRG here to make some scoring happen. Play has definitely slowed down in the sense of the defenses on both sides just so incredibly solid. Jacob taking a pass and sending it in the perfect location in the goal. What a play there from eQuinox, extending their lead to 2-0. Corrupted G seeing Jacob on the left-hand side, and Jacob just in the perfect position and a perfectly placed ball to put that in the back of the net. And we're seeing that a lot from Jacob, kind of sneaking ahead, you know. That's an awareness of really good play, and that's also a testament to how much he trusts his teammates. He's going forward and he's looking for the passes, and Corrupted G seeing him there, launching it forward. Jacob able to extend that into a goal. And that's a nice 2-0 advantage for eQuinox, looking to pull their victory, pull out a victory here to extend their to get a 2-1 lead going in the series.
Any lower, Torment saves it. Any higher, it bounces off the crossbar. It was absolutely perfect by Jacob. Just used to seeing that at this point by him. And Corrupted G able to give him so many passes. Look, there's another one, but that one to Chrome. And Corrupted G all over the place. Chrome all over the place. eQuinox has turned this around since game 1. It was
I love it.
A pass to Garrett G in front of the box to make it 2-1.
They're like, we can do it too.
Yeah, I mean, but for eQuinox, they were down 6-0 in game 1. And to come back and do this, it's incredible. But again, Garrett G down the field.
Yeah, that's kind of what we saw with that last goal from Jacob. Just trust in each other. Garrett knows Torment is there, about to hit it, and Torment able to see Torment able to see Garrett on the left-hand side. Just a nice, simple passing play. Hitting it over to Garrett, and he's got a smooth, open net, and bringing it back a little bit. So 2-1 advantage for eQuinox over NRG in this game number 3. Again, the series tied at 1-1. Both these two teams so evenly matched. What a treat this is to watch. There we see Torment going for the goal, hitting it off the backboard. Fireburner coming in from above, not being able to make it through, but Garrett G is there in a sweeper position. That's what happens when you're applying all that pressure, getting all these scoring opportunities. The defensive team ends up flailing around, trying to make those saves happen, and Garrett able to take advantage of that chaos. and get another goal there to tie the game up. We're 2-2 with a minute left. This is turning into a classic of sorts.
Yeah, another overtime coming up, maybe. But, I mean, man, just back and forth constantly, like you said, Axel. Before Garrett G, I'm going to say it all the time. A lot of people make an argument. He's the top 3 player in the world. He shows you right here. And with Torment on his team, I think a lot of people are in Dreamhack, because they're also signed up. If NRG doesn't win here and they somehow don't win in losers and take that shot, I mean, look at Garrett G. How are they not going to win this? It's 3-2 now, coming down from 2-0 with 33 seconds left. But when they go to Leipzig, it is going to be, everyone's going to see Torment and be like, why are we underrating Torment anymore? I still don't think Torment's as underrated anymore as people think. But they definitely will not be after this Dreamhack run. They look so good.
Well, yeah, this matchup in particular is one of those fun, like, hey, what would your dream roster be? You know, everyone has those conversations during RLCS or whatever. It's like, what teams would you like to see? And now in the offseason, we're able to see a lot of these different rosters. It's a ton of fun for our purposes. Oh my gosh, that was strange. Garrett able to score another one. You mentioned it out of nowhere. eQuinox up 2-0, but that's 4 in a row. What was Jacob doing? That was so weird. He was like hitting it towards his own goal. I don't know
if anyone ever truly knows what the Cobb is doing. The Cobb's on a different plane of existence, and sometimes things work and sometimes they don't for him. Usually they work out more times than not.
He was on NRG for a moment there.
Yeah, I know. I mean, hey, you see Fireburn and you're like, hey, or like, there's Garrett.
Yeah,
no,
like, wait,
obviously it was a bounce off a CG. Color. So yeah.
Well, at this point, NRG, it's looking like the game 1 NRG right now that we saw. That's 5 unanswered. And at this point, eQuinox, just got to calm down. You know, it's time's going to expire. Maybe get some support going and comms. I mean, like, all right, guys, we got this. Let's remember how game 2 went. Let's slow it down, make sure our defense is solid, and keep the pressure up. I think that might be the key here. Because as long as you can keep the pressure up, go for the war of attrition, go after the boosts of your opponent, it's going to work well. But that game belonged to Garrett G. If you go into the history books and ask about Game 3, eQuinox against NRG, it belongs to Garrett because he scored for all 5 goals. He had 9 shots. Garrett went absolutely crazy in that game.
His buddy was Torment, though, with 3 assists. So.
Oh, yeah. Torment doing a great job finding Garrett in those perfect spots. And now we have NRG with the 2-1 advantage, which means NRG with Garrett, Torment, and Fireburner 1 game win away from advancing to Dreamhack Leipzig. But eQuinox is going to have something to say about that because they're not out of it. They were up 2-0 in that game. They were showing some really nice play, but weren't able to deal with the Garrett G factor. And we'll have to see what adjustments they can make going into the next game. I think the key might be physical play, going for demos, going for nice bumps, and staying calm and slowing the game down.
It's tough, and I had said earlier, hey, they're keeping the game close, and it's just kind of snowballed out of control for them. Actually, you think there's a world where NRG goes to Leipzig, they perform really well? Let's just say they win the whole thing, because right now this roster looks that strong. They look like they could go pretty far. I mean, obviously they have to contend with the Gale Forces of the world. But can you imagine in a world where a Torment-led NRG squad wins, and then Garrett G says to Torment, you have to bend the knee, and you're leaving C9, you're coming to NRG.
That's a hilarious thought, but it's never gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen. It will never happen. It's bizarro world. I am simply living in a fantasy world where something like that happens, but it will not.
This is basically just Torment kind of being like, you know what, I'm so good, just put me with anybody, and we're gonna just destroy it. I think that's the angle here from Torment. And I think just Dreamhack in general is just a fun opportunity for all these players and teams to really play with some different options just for fun. Cloud9 not able to make it to Dreamhack, and this is the result here for Torment. Just going to team up with Fireburner and Garrett, and it's working out so far as we see Torment scoring the first goal in this game 4. Again, they're up 2-1. If NRG can secure a victory here, they're going to Leipzig.
That ball just a little too fast for Chrome to get back, having to do some crazy acrobatics to even get his car turned for it. Torment scoring again. for NRG. He has 3 shots in the first minute of this game. And we're going to be talking about Torment a lot. How about we talk about Fireburner? Actually, Torment gets the assist off the kickoff, so it's 2-0, and Torment just can't stop getting involved here.
Jacob trying to get the save there, but just a little bit off, and Fireburner able to close it down. It's 2-0 advantage here for NRG. Plenty of time left, though. 4 minutes. That is so much time for eQuinox to make something happen, but NRG with an advantage off the kickoff once again. Jacob on defense to see if he can make the play happen. Going to bring it up the left-hand side. It looks like Fireburner is there to deal with that. Torment with a demo onto Chrome, and now Jacob in position on the orange side of the pitch, trying to pass it over to Corrupted G, over to Chrome. Torment is there on defense, sending it back the other way. And, you know, 2-0 deficit is tough, especially early on, but we're seeing NRG just start off incredibly strong in pretty much every game we've seen them play today. So, again, I think eQuinox just got to slow it down, get it under control, don't give it up. There's still time here to bring it back and make up this 2-goal deficit.
Ooh, there was a bump that happened on the defensive end of the field that kept 2 NRG players back. Thought it might have been able to set something up for eQuinox. Instead, it's a shot bar down. Carrot, G, who else? Each member of NRG getting involved. Everyone's got a goal.
So we are 1 minute and 50 seconds in. Look at the stats of NRG. 9 shots to 0, and the stats are just perfectly even across the board. 1 goal, 1 assist, 3 shots for every player in NRG. 9 shots to 0 for NRG right now, just to emphasize that. NRG is just like, you know what? We want to go Dreamhack right now. We're done. This has been a lot of fun, but we're ready to book our ticket, and we want to close this out. So eQuinox, they have such a mountain to climb here to bring this back. You're capable, but they have a lot of work to do.
Well, I mean, 3 goals is usually that threshold. In Rocket League, we talk about that is kind of it's where you seal the game, right? Coming down from 3 goals is hard at the top level of play. It doesn't happen a lot, and when it does, it is usually just because of a defensive gaffe from the other team rather than like eQuinox making something happen. So eQuinox is going to have to take advantage of any opportunity that NRG gives them, any kind of slip up. And right now, Garrett, G, Fireburner, and Torment, all of them, they are not giving any room to work with against here this eQuinox squad. Constantly struggling for boost. They do have a little bit on this offensive push. Chrome with a double tap, but not able to find anything.
Jacob able to beat 2 there from NRG, and I think Chrome got a demo. So that was an awesome opportunity to make something happen. But just like that, NRG coming across the field, coming the other way, not able to convert that into a score. Jacob going the other way, though, towards the goal, and he's going to finish that off. That's exactly what you want, taking advantage of that breakaway. NRG caught out of position, and Jacob able to convert the first goal here for eQuinox in this game number 4.
A nice little pop-up from Corrupted G to get that started, enabling Jacob to just run down the field. Those can catch you off guard with how fast they happen, and Jacob responding as quickly as you possibly can, and that's who you're going to need, right? You're going to need that new member on your team, Jacob, the guy, the wild card, the Cobb, to come in here and get you back in this game to at least force game number 5. Otherwise, you know, you're going to have to fight your way through the lower bracket.
Yeah, 90 seconds to even up the series and potentially send it into overtime. Corrupted G to Jacob, a nice loft. Looks like Fireburner and Torment both a little bit out of position, and Corrupted G gonna take advantage. What a save from Torment, coming down from above the goal, but Jacob, he's gonna try some fanciness on his own, going for that left-hand side, not able to make it happen, but what an opportunity there from Corrupted G. But what an amazing save there from Torment, coming out of nowhere to smash that ball into the ground. You're not getting into this goal, and that's the kind of defense that NRG has been showing, and that makes them such an incredibly strong team with Torment on this roster. The defense has just been so rock solid.
Torment's just a giant meteor crashing down and ruining your dreams.
So that's the giant meteor 2018 people are talking about, or 2017.
Exactly.
It's Torment. Never knew it.
I mean, eQuinox has an opportunity and saved again. That's Garrett G this time. Garrett G's known for his defensive prowess. He showed you a little bit of it right there.
How are these not going in?
They're brick wall, man.
Goals? How are these not goals?
Titanium steel cannot be bent by any force that eQuinox throws against it.
It's got to be a little frustrating for eQuinox. They have these amazing chances, but not able to score. Meanwhile, on the other end, Fireburner, actually that was Garrett to Fireburner, back to Garrett. What awareness for both these guys. That might have gone in on its own. Jacob might have been in a place to save it, but Garrett not leaving any question about it. Bringing this up to 4-1. I think that's it, Jorby. I think we can call it officially or unofficially. There's no way that eQuinox is coming back from this one, which means NRG is going to be your first team advancing to Leipzig from the North American qualifiers. And I got to say, with this performance, with this play that we're seeing, have they solidified themselves as a strong contender, if not strong favorite for this Leipzig tournament?
For me, obviously, it's Gale Force and then everybody else.
Yep.
So when you're looking at everyone else, NRG, I think, is starting to solidify themselves. It's much different when you get on the EU side of the competition. And so I think NRG definitely with Torment. Now you can definitely say after seeing some of these performances, they are a team you need to watch. And people would tell you that before, but now you know. You know, you got to have the data to back things up, and Torment, wow. To say he fits on this roster is an understatement, I think, from what we saw.
Yeah, and in particular, I think today, NRG's run, I think a lot of it has to do with Garrett. Like, Garrett just took that series in his hands pretty much and was just so phenomenal on both the defensive side and the offensive side. It's kind of what we're getting used to with Garrett, but he stepped up in a huge way, and relatively easy victory there overall for NRG, and they're into Dreamhack Leipzig. That's a very interesting roster there, of course, with Torment included there with Fireburner and Garrett, a team to watch out for. We're going to take another break here, twitch.tv/Axeltoss. Thanks for hanging out in the chat. I see you guys. How you guys doing? You all look so handsome. Mad Tin King, Sniper Prima, Tilt Lad, Lux Schloss, Sky
I thought you were
Knight,
saying one name.
Mr.
I'm like, man, that is a heck of a name.
I'm reading off the names. They like when you say their names. I've learned that.
Right.
G,
Sky
Magic,
Knight,
Darkness,
Squirtle
see, there you go. You want to say some
Darkness
names?
Silencer,
The
Legendary,
Found Hero,
oh, no,
Boy
that's
Boy,
an actual full Roman numeral. I screwed up.
Two Fest for you guys are great. Thanks for hanging out. We got plenty more matches coming your way. It's time to go over to the lower bracket. Hasty Baggins, who says, "Don't say my name." Too bad. Coming up next on twitch.tv/Axeltoss, we got Rogue going up against Splice in the lower bracket. Rogue roster is Sizz, Insolences, and Moses going up against Karma, Dude with the Nose, and Safi. We're going to take a short break here from twitch.tv/Axeltoss. You're watching the North American qualifiers for Dreamhack Leipzig NRG, the first team through. Congratulations to them, a team of Garrett G, Fireburner, and Torment. And now it's time to go to the lower bracket. Plenty more matches coming your way as we count down to find out who our second team to qualify from North America is. Taking a short break here. We'll be right back from twitch.tv/Axeltoss. Stay tuned.